Hi guys, what's up? It's Eat Your Peas, aka KP24. Just making a weekly update video for my YouTube channel. It's been a really interesting week this week. Coach came up with an idea that I was overworking or overlearning, which is quite interesting because I've always been no, not always. Over the last few years, I've always tried to work as hard as I can and do as much stuff as I can in a short space of time, like train myself to sleep less and stuff like that. And we were disappointed with the overall progress so far, and I think we couldn't really understand what was going on because in coaching sessions there was nothing seemed really obvious that there was a problem. There's no like massive tilt problems, stuff like that. And you know, doing new work and forum work, I was coming up with decent replies to hands. Things just weren't quite going my way at the tables. Actually, no, not that it wasn't going my way, but it just wasn't performing really. And so Illidec came up with an idea to we're actually doing a 2-week break from learning anything new basically, and sort of removing some of the new study we're doing every week. I mean, I loved it. We were coming up, Illidec was coming up with new stuff for us to do every week, and we decided that all the basic stuff that I've learned at Coaching for Profits, I wasn't really doing it well enough, or I was having to think too much about it. It wasn't automatic yet. So basically what I've done, this has just been the first week of it, basically what I've done is I've not done all the replying to hands on the forum, posting hands on the forum. I haven't done the homework that Illidec set us for the week. Illidec usually makes a video for us of all the guys that he coaches, hands for the week, for the day, makes one every day, which is fantastic. And I actually spend quite a bit of time on that, but what ends up happening is I'm studying hands that the other guys have put on, or some that I've put on, and they're on a subject that is slightly different or a bit more advanced than I really need to be dealing with. So the only hands I'm looking at are ones where I've posted ones on really basic stuff that I've learned since we've been doing the Coaching for Profits. And then what I've also done is I'm supposed to be doing no study at all really, just grinding, but what I've actually done is there's times where I can't grind, so I just went through my my workbook that I've got, which is basically all my notes of everything I've learned so far, and concentrated on the stuff that I've learned, the basic stuff that I've learned at Coaching for Profits, and tried to make it better really. Done quite a bit of research on learning. I actually have followed a university course, taken the best bits out of that, but it seems like the best way to learn some of this basic stuff is to go through your notes and quiz yourself on it regularly. So I've written myself some really basic quizzes on the really basic stuff, so it's nothing new, but it's stuff that I should know. So now every day I'm just sort of spending 20 minutes writing the answers to these quiz questions I've made, writing them out properly, and then checking the answers afterwards to my actual notes, in the hope that they'll just make it all deeper or easier for me to remember, or how you might say it. And over the week while I've been playing, I think that's been working. I've had situations at the table where I haven't had to think so much about what to do in really basic situations. I've just done it, and it sort of frees your brain up to concentrate on the harder decisions, or you know, when I get a hand where I don't really know what to do, or I'm having to think too hard about it, and I can mark it up and learn about it when the time comes to learn about those situations, which obviously isn't during these 2 weeks. But what's been good is the stuff I do know, or should know, I've just been able to do that a lot better, and without having to think too much about it, or having to worry, you know, this is our standard line for this situation, just do it, and then maybe make some adaptations if I need to against that villain. The week's gone really well. So what else? As I say, I've just sort of followed this university course. It's about getting better on learning. It's called Learning How to Learn or something. Learned a lot about that in there so far, about, you know, these things like recall quizzes, and also how to beat procrastination, which, although it seems I've always been pretty good, well not always, but over the last 10 years or so I've got much better at working. Procrastination is a problem for everyone, I think, so that's been interesting just to read on that. But I haven't studied this course hard because we're trying to give my brain a bit of a rest really, and just grind away and get these simple things right. So the other thing that I learned on that course was how important rest is to your brain, and how hard your brain is still working when you're sleeping and things like that. It was pretty amazing really, and when you hear it from some of the top scientists in the world who know about neurology and that sort of thing, hearing how important it is for your brain to sleep and how much work it does then was pretty amazing. To be honest, I sleep sort of 5.5 hours a night, and I've gotten to where I have by doing that in poker, because if I didn't do that, maybe bestpokercoaching.com wouldn't have taken me on anyway. I think the only reason I got on was because they saw how hard I'm prepared to work, and luckily Ilidex, he sees how hard I work, I'm sure, so he's willing to try this, sort of giving my brain a break. So yeah, it's been quite interesting really, and I've got another week of it. We said we might even do a month, see how it goes, or start bringing stuff back in slowly anyway. So this week is a look at a little graph of profit for the week. I've made $308 overall. At the tables, I've started feeling much more comfortable with basic decisions, not having to think about them. Just sort of do them without thinking, and then adapt after we see some showdowns, instead of having to think too hard about those basic decisions. I've played 41.5 hours this week. The general aim is to play 35, so yeah, a little bit less of the study has gone towards playing, but it's a bit difficult for me because I'm at work 10.5 hours a day anyway, so it's a bit difficult to allocate extra time to playing. But yeah, played a bit more over the weekend, so yeah, I'm just going to do the same again this week really. I've got a little bit more of that university course to look at, on a bit more stuff on procrastination. But yeah, just really interesting seeing how the brain works. So anyway, it's been Eat Your Peas, aka KP24, coaching for profits with bestpokercoaching.com. Have a fantastic week. I'll speak to you next week. Cheers, bye bye.